with Israel's sophistication, to look for, and in this day and age of AI, and AI is part of the security apparatus that, sophistication security apparatus use, to be looking for Hamas in a small space that has 2 million plus people, 50% of whom are young people who have not voted for Hamas, and then having to kill over 11,000 and over 4,000 babies just to find Hamas. Would you say Israel's security is not so sophisticated after all?
Well, I think our security is very sophisticated. I would also say that the numbers coming out of Gaza, we should be very, very wary of any numbers coming out of Gaza. There's no question.
Well, these numbers are from the UN, I'm afraid, not from Gaza. I'm not taking my numbers from the Gaza.
But the UN have taken their numbers from the Gaza Health Ministry, which is Hamas. So the UN have taken their numbers from Hamas.
Okay, but I'm supposed to. But I'm supposed to take your numbers, though. If you tell me these are the numbers, if you give me numbers from Israel, I won't doubt you.
I'm saying to you, okay, well, first of all, the numbers of Israeli dead, we are open and we prove, and we're a democracy, and anybody can come in and you can go to the funerals and you can see the graves and you can do all of those things and you can see the bodies. That's not an issue. The issue about the Palestinians is, and again, I'm not denying that civilians have died, but these numbers are being provided by Hamas. They're being provided by Hamas that we know lies. And I would give you one example. We know that, for example, at the Al-Alhi hospital, which was hit by the courtyard, was hit by a rocket, and Hamas immediately said Israel's blown it up and blown up the hospital. And a couple of hours later, it turned out that it was actually an Islamic Jihad rocket that fell in the courtyard. The hospital was still perfectly okay, was standing and was fine. Hamas said 800 people were killed in this explosion. And that's 800 people in their numbers of the 11,000. And yet all of the Western countries say they don't think more than 40 people were killed in this instance. And they were killed by a Palestinian rocket anyway. So, we have to take all of those numbers with a big pinch of salt. And I would say to you, I have no doubt that civilians are dying. Please don't get me wrong. I have no doubt that civilians are dying. But then on all these numbers, you notice that of the numbers they're giving, they don't seem to mention how many terrorists have died. They don't seem to mention the number of Hamas fighters that have died. We know that at least 4,000 Hamas fighters have died because we've counted them as they've been killed.
Is that
and
released?
Doesn't include many others.
Okay, has that number been released?
We haven't released a full breakdown yet because we're still in the middle of a war.